Pokemon Aim to be a Pokemon Master Episode 6. And, oh man, guys. Like, I'll be honest, like, I hope this is good. If I remember correctly from the preview, I think this is gonna be like a callback episode to the episode where Ash caught his Caterpie, but I think Pikachu and Meowth are gonna get like separated. What is probably gonna happen? Like Team Rocket is gonna try and attack the group. An explosion happens, and then Meowth and Pikachu like disappear somewhere, and then maybe some of, like, let's say Brock and Misty and James get separated, and then Ash and Jesse and Wobbuffet also get separated. Maybe something like that's gonna happen. Who knows? But I will say Pokemon Aim to be Pokemon Master has been a very big disappointment so far. It has felt like it's just fillermon. These kind of like episodes that to me felt like, they feel kind of like scrapped Journeys episodes. That they were like, you know what? Let's make the last 11 episodes with Ash and Pikachu. Let's just make it fillermon. Which is kind of like, God, like I would have wanted way more like of Ash interacting with his Pokemon, his own Pokemon that he's had over the years. You know, like seeing him, actually be a good Pokemon trainer to them, take care of his fucking Pokemon, instead of just abandoning them, at Professor Oak. I want to see more of Ash just meeting old companions, talking, being like, blah, 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 blah. Instead of this just Johto filler, is what it feels like, but maybe this is good. I don't have high expectations. So if this doesn't meet my low expectations, then man. I mean, at least Misty looks really nice. I really like Misty. I do think this Brock, I don't really like how he looks here. I really prefer Brock, like the original. Like I would say, this and Alola has like the worst Brock designs to me. I don't mind this Misty design though. So far, I think I'm gonna be correct in my guess on how they're gonna get separated. The English little intro they do, I think is better. Okay, so he has Nuzleaf. Not Nuzleaf. What is this called? Snivy. There we go. Nuzleaf is C-Dot's evolution. Oh, okay, no, it's different. Pikachu got blasted off with. Alright. So which Pokemon are they gonna show now? In this intro thing? Alright. I mean, it would be better if the actual intro was kind of like tailor-made for the Pokemon Ash would use in the episode, and to see, some of their previous moments. But no. So let's just skip the intro, actually. There we go. We gaze at the same moon. And we gaze. Oh, and this is how both Meowth and Pikachu further get separated. Alright. Pikachu like, oh fuck, the hat. I know how important it is, even though, I mean, it's no longer the original hat. Well, I guess this is the hat that his dad gave him again, right? I think that's what they said in the previous episode. No, wait, that was in that OVA that I don't think is connected to the series. It's like the new movie alternative universe Ash. Okay, I take back what I said about the hat. The Pikachu is like, you know what? Let me just do a little bit of a thunderbolt. Come on, Pikachu. A little bit of... okay. I thought Pikachu might do a little bit of a thunder shock. Be like, here you go, Meowth. This situation has happened before. And you always try and betray me at the end. So this is what's gonna happen to you if you do it again. Okay, I saw him blast off this way. Come on, Ash. Throw out your other Pokemon. Let your other Pokemon help you find Pikachu, please. Don't let this be another episode where, you know, your Pokemon, like, we only get to see Snivy for like 3 seconds, and then we don't get to see like basically any of your other Pokemon. Man, that's kind of like the only real thing I wanted from this. You know, to show that Ash is a good actual Pokemon trainer. Because the only thing we see now is that Ash is good with wild Pokemon. What about his own fucking Pokemon? Like, to see like, how has it... Oh, okay. And instead of Ash throwing the rock, it's Meowth and Pikachu. Okay. Is Pikachu gonna help him? Like, oh god, Pikachu, maybe that's a bit too much. You know. I mean, you guys deserve this. You attacked. Alright, so this... I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they were in the Viridian Forest again. Like, because I mean, so far, that's what it seems like. Oh man, I missed Caterpie. I really love how Caterpie also sounds. He's like, burnt orange berries. Or cooked orange berries. Maybe they're not burned. And now what? They're like, fuck you. Good gust attack, or maybe that is whirlwind. I really don't like the Japanese Meowth voice. Maybe because I'm so used to the English one, but I think Team Rocket are all better in English than in Japanese. While the other, I think Misty is also better in English, but the other I think are like maybe even better in Japanese or like on the same level. I think actually did English dub actually did pretty good job on the main characters. That is, I think every non-main character, I think the Japanese one is like 100% better all the time, but most of the times, at least 99% of the time. Here we go. Like, if it's worth doing slow, I guess. He got blasted with the whirlwind as well. He's like, oh shit, I'm all alone. Putting a blindfold on, kind of like how you do with animals in real life. That worked fast. I know that's how it is in the games, but it doesn't seem to be that way in the show previously. Oh, and a Ratata. Wait, is this kind of like... Alright, yeah, and this time he's gonna help those two. Man, was it the first or the second episode? The episode... Yeah, obviously this is like a retread of that episode where he, like, in Kanto, where, you know, instead of fighting with the Sparrow and... what was it happen with the Rattata? Did Rattata steal something from Ash? There was something with a Rattata. Like, I think it was like the first two Pokemon he truly ran into with Pikachu. And it didn't go very well. And now they're gonna be like, oh, you see how much Ash has improved these two Pokemon now? They gonna work with him. Which would be fine if we didn't have the Beartic episode or the Latias episode. Like, we've seen Ash, especially in Journeys as well. We've seen that Ash has improved in this way. You know? So, to be fair, I would rather have this episode than remove the Beartic episode. Just remove it completely and then have this episode instead. Instead, it just feels like it's retreading the same ground over and over and over again. And now, I guess we're not... I'm calling it now. We're not going to see any of Ash's other Pokemon in this episode. Because it seems like that's not what they're going to do. So, man, I feel bad for those Pokemon. Ash is a terrible trainer. Well, we're gonna do some Spider-Man shit right here. I mean, this is cool. Pikachu, you're not gonna be able to. Yeah. Oh, a bunch of Venipedes. Pikachu, okay, just take it slow. The last thing I would want is to get, like, poisoned. Well, at least it's not, you know, bee drills and stuff like that. And you're gonna sneeze. And they're in a chasm, so it's gonna echo like hell. Oh, poison sting. Right on his ass. Oh god, did Meowth get poisoned? And they're gonna probably have to try and find a Pecha berry. Oh my god. Misty. Don't do that to me. Yeah, somehow Brock made it through that crack. It looked decently tight and misty, so you would think that Brock wouldn't fit, but who knows? Okay, when was that? Around 14 minutes, I have to remember. That's probably what I'm gonna use as the thumbnail. He's like, just run away. Yeah, they're like, fuck off. This is our fucking home, alright? This is our territory. Fuck off. Oh, and here comes the Spearow. Like, backup is here. They're like, run. This is a wild Pokemon battle. Between wild Pokemon. Okay, I like that. I mean, I will say I actually like this episode. Like, I've been bitching, but I actually like this episode so far. I think this would be a better Journeys episode, but... And I still think that, man, like, I would not want this episode for the last 11 episodes that we have with Pikachu and Ash. But if I remove that from my mind, I actually really like this episode. And the fact that, oh god, we're not getting to see, like, Ash's Pokemon, whatever. If I remove those things, in a vacuum, this is a good episode. But other than that, it's not. They're like, no, come on. We're a team. Think about that. Like, you know how good Pikachu is. You need to trust Pikachu. I think that would be good. To be like, you know what? I've been a good trainer. I've trained Pikachu well. Oh, okay. They found a Pecha berry very fast. They're like, yeah, of course. And it would be nice if Meowth didn't betray Pikachu at the end now. Because I would like to see that a little bit of that type of character development as well. To be like, you know what? Oh, and here comes that scene. You're like, oh, my treasure, Ash. Oh, God. One thing that would be nice is if, let's say that Caterpie, if that was Ash's Butterfree's, like, child. You know, because Ash's Butterfree, you know, he released his Butterfree so that it could get babies with that, like, let's say that shiny Butterfree, that pink Butterfree. Oh my god, wait. Oh, sorry, I have to go back. Misty has her hair down. I was thinking like Butterfree's babies. Yeah, that's nice. Alright, good. I would like if she didn't have her clippers on, or if she had like her pajamas, like she did in Kanto. Because, I mean, Ash and Misty and Brock, they had different outfits when they were sleeping. Would be nice to see that. But other than that little thing, I actually like this. A more casual Misty doesn't have her hair styled. Oh, okay. They're showing some old school stuff here. Back when Pikachu used to be a chunky boy. But he's no longer chunky because, I mean, he's been working out. He got fat in the lab, in Professor Oak's lab. But with Ash, he's gotten toned. You know, he's fit. I mean, this might have had a little bit of better to it if we got to hear a little bit of noise from when they were talking in the background. When they're not singing, but we still see their mouth movements in the flashback, if we got to hear a little bit of it. But I also like that they're actually using the same art style. They're basically just showing actual flashbacks. They haven't like redrawn it in like the Journey's art style. So I like that. Yeah, it's good. Would have been really good in a Journey's episode. We have 3 more. Some lepa berries. I wonder what lepa berries does. Like, if it does anything special in the show. Because, I mean, I don't think in the show they don't really have, you know, like PowerPoints. So I wonder what it does. Or if it's just, you know, food. It does what all food does. Maybe it's extra filling. Alright, there we go. Here we go, yeah. The perfect goodbye. If only you had other Pokemon, Ash, that you could have thrown out to maybe catch you. Maybe if you could have thrown out, you know, your Noctowl, and your Noctowl could have used, like, Psychic to carry you. But instead you got saved by Latias. It's a good thing you don't have any other Pokemon, eh, Ash? And instead have to rely purely on wild Pokemon. Okay, yeah, I like that. They're like, you know, we're letting you off this time. Please, Ash, capture these 2 Pokemon. That would be really good. 2 Pokemon you did not capture in the... Ah, damn it. Okay. I would say overall it was a good episode. I mean, in a vacuum, I would give this episode like a 6 out of 9. But if I have to think, which I will, as a, you know, it's the last 11 episodes we have an episode. It's aimed to be a Pokemon Master. The things that it could have done, you know, as a series, it is probably like a 4 out of 9. Maybe a 5 out of 9. I'm gonna be like a little bit fair. Like I would say a 5 out of 9. The negatives, man, Ash, we really need to see you use your own Pokemon more. I think this episode did the same point that they were trying to do in the Bertic episode, but they did it so much better, like infinitely much better. Why did I need this? Why did I need the Bertic episode? This is getting the same points across, but a million times better. Oh my god, Kingler, wait. Alright, Kingler. Oh, we get to see Brock's Marsh Stomp, that's nice. Bayleaf. Oh, and I can see the leak right here, so we can actually go... Okay, so we're actually going to see his Journeys team. I was thinking that we, in the very last episode of this, is where we would see Ash's entire Journeys team, is what I thought. But nope, you're going to see Sirfetch'd. Alright. Please tell me this is not the only thing we get to see of Heracross, Kingler, and Bayleaf. Like this one thing right here. Please let them get some used to it. I love Ash's Kingler. I believe it is the second best water Pokemon after Greninja. But I prefer Kingler over Greninja because I thought X and Y overused Greninja to the detriment of Ash's other Pokemon. But if we're gonna be fair of like what is his best water Pokemon, I think Greninja is the best. But yeah, I mean, that looks like an interesting episode. Just judging by this, like, but it feels like it's gonna be more of just Ash. Oh, he's gonna meet his Lapras. It is, alright. But it seems like it's gonna be about them helping a beached Wailmer, a beached whale. Oh, and then... Okay. It seems like riding on Lapras. But it does seem like next week's episode is gonna get more of Ash actually using his own Pokemon. Because I don't actually mind the aimless journey that they're doing. I just wish it was an aimless journey with Ash's own Pokemon, actually. To show that Ash is so in sync with his Pokemon that he lets them out be with him. Like, and he uses them for different things, And he knows what his Pokemon, each individual Pokemon, what their strengths and weaknesses are. Like, what they're good at. Like, for example, like, oh god, if he needed, like, a fire, he could have his Torkoal with him, help with the cooking, stuff like that. Whatever, like... It seems like that's what next week's gonna be about. Well, I hope. I mean, the preview is alluding to that, but I mean, we know how this show is. What they allude to and then what actually happens are different things. But yeah, I mean, this episode itself, it was good. I would say it was like 6 out of 9 episode. It was a good episode in a vacuum. Yeah, there we go. I love that. Shivering, misty. But what did you guys and girls think of this episode? Both as a individual thing. Like, if you did not think about this episode in the context of, it's the last 11 episodes and Ash, we're not going to get any resolutions to anything, and we're not going to see Ash, other Pokemon. If you ignore that, what do you guys think? Sorry, I'm just scrolling through, Oh yeah, also, okay, this is another negative, but I kind of wish Ash would have caught Rattata and Spearow that helped him at the end. To be a bit more of like, you know what? These are the two Pokemon. basically failed to capture like the second episode, I think, of Pokemon, I think it was. Now he can work with them and he will capture them. That would be good. But they didn't do it. And Latias saved him again. I mean, they're really trying to set up that Ash, maybe his last captured Pokemon we're gonna see is gonna be Latias. But I mean, I hope it happens. But part of me feels like it is not gonna happen. Part of me feels like the reason why they're showing Latias, stuff like that, is just as a vehicle to try and be like, oh, you see, all these episodes are connected. They are not just thrown away episodes from journeys that we didn't do. They're actually connected. I feel like that is the whole point of Latias. I don't think Ash is going to capture her, even though I want him to.